it's Carissa Lynn, and welcome back to my channel. Once again today we're going to be reading a poem from my book. Here she is. So this is my book, After All This, if you haven't seen my other videos. And this little series is me doing a little bit of spoken word and reading some poems for you guys. And if you want to know a little bit more backstory to the book, a little bit more information about it, the very first video I made for this series, it'll probably say like video number 1, or it'll be labeled as the first one. Has a little bit more context to what the book is about, how I wrote it, why I wrote it, how I did it, that kind of stuff. But today we're going to be reading, where is it? Today we're going to be reading the poem called Somewhere. Okay, here we go. I gotta get comfy, hold on. Okay. Somewhere. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew it couldn't be you. You could not be all the world has to offer me. You could not be the one I was looking for. I knew this couldn't be the love I had waited for, searched for, dreamed of. And yet, I let you convince me that this was all there was. This was the type of love that I had deserved. So, I never questioned that little voice in my head. The little girl in my heart that said, "This isn't how mom and dad love." I ignored my dreams of being loved unconditionally, and I treated you like you were the one. You were the one. And I fought that voice, and I fought for you, and I fought for us. Even though I knew the fight would kill me. Yeah, so that one is called Somewhere. And this one I actually wrote probably almost last out of all of the poems, and I added it in last minute into my manuscript, and I re-uploaded my whole book with this poem in it because I had written it last. And this one is about how when I was with this person that I was dating for almost a year, I'm the kind of person who is like in it for the long haul, we talked about getting married. We talked about living together. We talked about what we want to do for the rest of our lives. We talked about all these amazing experiences we could have together. And this poem is kind of about how, while all this was going on, I was treating this person like we were gonna get married, because we said that's what we wanted, and we talked about that's what we wanted, and they said that they wanted me in that way. And so I fought for our relationship, and I fought really hard to work on myself for this person and to change for this person, even though I knew somewhere, just a little tiny part inside of me knew that this isn't right. I know the relationship's not healthy. I know that this thing feels wrong. I know that this behavior seems a little bit off. But I loved this person, and I at the time I was like, yeah, I love you, so doesn't matter. This is what we said we wanted. This is what I'm doing for you. I'm sacrificing for you. And so, yeah. It's just a little bit of like, a little part of me knew that this was not the best relationship that I was going to have. Just a little part of me. And about how I just kind of ignored that because I loved this person and I thought it was worth it to fight for them, even though I knew that maybe it wasn't right and that it would really hurt if for some reason it didn't work out. And yeah, so I ended up writing this one a lot later than all of the poems, and I think that happened because it took me a really long time to be able to say that, like, I knew. It was really hard to admit, even after everybody else had told me. It was really hard to admit and to be like, yeah, I was in an unhealthy relationship. I was being emotionally abused. I was in an abusive relationship. That is something that's not easy to say. It's not easy to admit. And I think that because it took me so long to do that and to recognize that I knew that the relationship wouldn't work in the long run. It took me so long to recognize that. And so this poem was kind of like a little piece of that recognition and being like, I know people who have had rough, rocky relationships or gone through extremely hard times in their relationships, and even through those hard times, they were having a better experience, a healthier, a more loving experience than I was having. And I really allude to that when I say the little girl in my heart that said, this isn't how mom and dad love. And, you know, my parents are still together. They've been together almost 25 years. And they do have a healthy relationship. But even to this day, even 25 years later, I know the things that they've been through. And I know, you know, how hard it is to work on a relationship, to be healthy, to meet each other's needs. But because I knew how much they do really love each other, I knew that the love that I was experiencing, it just wasn't it. And so, yeah, that's what that poem is about. And I hope that, I don't know, I guess I hope that the poem will help somebody else be like, okay, I have felt this way for a long time, and I know that this relationship with this person isn't healthy, or I know that it's probably not going to work out, and knowing that I know that it's so scary. It's so scary to admit that, but it's okay, and it's better in the long run that you do admit those feelings and being like, a little part of me knows that this isn't right. And your gut, your instincts, you know inside you, you'll know. Just like how they say you'll know when it's the right person, you'll also know when it's the wrong person. And it's hard to admit, but it's important to do that. So yeah, that is my poem Somewhere from my book After All This, which is on Amazon. And like I said in all my other videos, you have to specifically look in the book section and type out the whole title, whole name, because there's so many things on Amazon that it's hard to find stuff. So you can either do that, you can look it up by yourself, or I will have links of it everywhere. There'll be one in the description, there'll be a link on my landing page, in my bio, it'll be everywhere. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed reading with me, and I hope this helps somebody or touches somebody's heart. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.